Three things that will make your public speaking powerful. These three things are things that are essential and they must be involved and they must be part of the element of your speaking at any time. If you can have these three elements, they will make you so powerful and make you so memorable as a public speaker. If you're always willing to get valuable content that would inspire you towards being more purposeful, more productive, and also make you more profitable with your craft, with your gift, with your talent, then I will say please do well to subscribe to this channel so you will get a lot of value that will help you achieve those things. Now, what are the three powerful elements that will make your public speaking really powerful? Number one is story. Every time you try to speak in public, it's really very essential that you always involve stories because people will never forget stories, though they may forget a lot of the principles, some of the statements, and some of the things you say. But when you make use of story, it makes your speaking really powerful and it sticks to the hearts of the people who listen to you. So while you make preparation to speak, always do well to have stories that you will tell as part of the principles, as part of the precept, as part of the lessons that you want people to learn. These stories could be your own story, could be stories you read in books, could be stories you heard probably from a session, probably you heard from a podcast. Such stories really make your public speaking very powerful. Number two thing that you must always have as part of your public speaking are metaphors. Now, if you are very conversant with either religious book like the Bible or like the Quran or like religious book, a lot of the times the people who wrote them or the people who were written about always painted instances. For example, if you always looked at Jesus always made use of parables. He made use of parables. So parables are like metaphors, they are allegories that are being used to paint a picture so that the people listening can get a clearer picture, can get a clearer view of the things that are said. So you'll see instances where Jesus says, oh, the kingdom of God are like 10 virgins, in which 5 of them were wise, 5 of them were foolish. So he was using some of those parables to paint certain pictures. So you may make use of metaphors, and to be very conversant with metaphors, you may need to read a lot of historical books, you may need to read a lot of scientific books, you may need to read a lot of books that has to do with the situation in that immediate environment, and certain metaphors has to do with the people that you're speaking to. So if you're speaking to people who are farmers, you want to relate to things that relate to agriculture. If you're speaking to people who are lawyers, you want to relate to the things that has to do with the legal profession. So metaphors really make your speaking very, very powerful. Number three thing you can make use of are quotes. You could always get quotes from well-respected people, from well-respected individuals, and then use them at the beginning of your speaking or at the end or in between your speaking. So for instance, someone may be speaking on, say for example, leadership and say, oh, I said by John C. Maxwell that leadership is not trying to oppress people, leadership is influence. So you may begin to pay certain quotes that were said by certain individuals. So you could make use of quotes in your public speaking. Actually, I said three, but I'll add one more bonus that will really help your public speaking. Now, the fourth thing, which is a bonus I'm adding to this, is order. Okay, the ability to order your speech in a form that people can connect with is really, really powerful. Okay, you must always look for the way in which the end of a particular section or the end of a particular point or the end of a particular principle can connect to the next. Okay, now when you're speaking, when they have connection, it's easier for people to remember, it's easier for people to say those things. You see a lot of people that use things like starting each of their points with maybe a certain word like PPP or KKK or CCC. It has a way of making people really remember what is being said. So what are the three powerful things that you must include in your speech to make it memorable and powerful? Number one, stories. Number two, metaphors. And number three, quotes. If you got value from this particular video, I also advise that you listen to my previous videos on public speaking where I talked about how to build confidence, and another video on how you can build the best structure and the best system that can really help you speak excellently and speak successfully. So it talked about a formula that can really help you. And in this video, I've just shared three powerful things that you must include in your speaking or in your speech to stay really powerful and then to inspire your audience. Please do well to like this video, do well to drop a comment if you got value, and also stay subscribed so you would always be notified when I release a new video. So like come your way again, keep being exceptional and inspiring the world with your voice.